Hello everyone. We're going to have a lesson today focusing on your translation of the story of Achilles. We're also going to be having a quick exercise at the beginning focusing on verbs. So what you'll need with you are your textbook, you'll need your translation that you did last week if you've got it, and you'll need to have a piece of paper and a pen to write on. So if you haven't got those at the moment, just pause the video, run and get some resources, and we'll crack on. Okay, let's go. So we're thinking first of all about our 4 kinds of verb that we've met. Remember, these are called conjugations. So our first conjugation was the very first one that we met in our first lessons before Christmas. Amo, amare, neko, nakare, and so on. Remember, we've got these 2 different sorts of the verb that we're interested in thinking about. This one is the first person singular. This one is the infinitive. Okay, so when we talk about a verb, it's useful to know both parts of the verb so you can recognize both of them. Amo, I love, amare, to love. The second conjugation, moneo, monere, it's got the E in the stem, in the ending, sorry. Lego, legere, third conjugation. Punio, punire, fourth conjugation. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put some verbs up on the screen. I want you to tell me what conjugation they are. So don't be afraid to yell them out at the screen. Okay, here we go. Pugno, pugnare. What's the conjugation? That's right, it's first conjugation. Bibo, bibere. What's the conjugation? Yep, it's third conjugation, bibere. What's the conjugation? Yeah, that's right. It's fourth conjugation. What's the conjugation? Duco, ducere. Yeah, it's another third conjugation. And what's the conjugation of this one? Yeah, it's second conjugation. Please notice the difference between the second and the third conjugation is this letter E here. Tereo is your second. Duco, no E, is your third. They both in the infinitive and in the endings, they both have the E. And what's the conjugation here? Cado, cadere, not a word we've met already. What is it? That's right. It's third conjugation. Deleo, delere, to destroy, I destroy. It's second conjugation. Invenio, invenire. What's the conjugation? That's right. It's fourth conjugation, like audio. Nuntio, nuntiare. I expect you can guess what this word means. What's the conjugation? That's right, it's first conjugation. So remember, nuntius is a messenger. So nuntio means I announce or I bring a message. Okay, good. So even though you didn't know lots of those verbs, you were able to recognize the conjugation just from the endings. Oh, there's more, sorry. Persuadio, persuadere. I'm pretty sure you could guess what that word means. What's the conjugation? It's second conjugation and it means I persuade. Intellego, intellegere. Yep, it's third conjugation. So we've met Lego, haven't we? Intellego means I understand. Quairo, quairere, can't speak today. Quairo, quairere, it is conjugation. Third conjugation, and this means to inquire or to seek, or to look for something. Okay, well done. I hope you did well with that. Now we're going to have a look at our big chunky bit of translation, which is the wrath of Achilles. So we're looking at the story of Achilles. I'm sure you know this. Which ancient Greek poem tells the story of Achilles? We did mention it in the Latin lesson a few weeks ago. Do you know this one? Yep, it's the Iliad by Homer, one of the very, very oldest works of literature in the whole world, certainly the oldest one in Europe that we know that was written down. Okay, so we're going to have a go at translating it together. We've done this already. I'm just going to talk you through the translation. Oops, earlier. So first of all, Graeci et Troiani, decem annos pugnant. The Greeks and the Trojans, pugnant, fight, decem annos, for 10 years. Do you remember last week we met these time constructions? Decem annos goes into the accusative, for 10 years. Olim templum capiunt. So olim means once. Once they capture a temple. One day they capture a temple. In templo puellam inveniunt. So there's nothing there that's in the nominative, so we go straight to the verb. Inveniunt, they find. What do they find? A girl. Puellam, accusative. In templo, ablative. In a temple. There she is. Sorry, I had to do that. Oh, I'll stop doing that now. Okay. They find a girl in the temple. Graeci, puellam ad Agamemnonem trahunt. Okay, so what's the nominative there? Well, that word Graeci is, same when we head up there, the Greeks. What do the Greeks do? Trahunt, they drag the girl to Agamemnon. So we've got ad makes the word go into the accusative. So to Agamemnon, Agamemnonem. The Greeks drag the girl to Agamemnon, said Dei pestilentiam ad Graecos mittent. Okay, so again we've got a plural nominative here, Dei, the gods. What do the gods do? The gods send, mittent, a plague to the Greeks. Not to Greece, it's to the Greeks. Okay. Okay, everyone happy so far, I hope? On we go. What happens next? Okay, so we've got the Graeci again. So again, we've got this nominative plural. The Greeks, what do the Greeks do? Timent, they fear the gods. The Greeks fear the gods. Et iubent Agamemnonem puellam Troianis dare. And eubeo means order, I order. So eubent means they order. It's the same subject of the verb, Graeci. The Greeks order Agamemnon to give. So what's that sort of word there? Yeah, it's an infinitive. So they order Agamemnon to give the girl to the Trojans. Aha, what's this? It's a dative. Okay, so we've got, when you're giving something, remember the person you're giving it to goes into the dative. It's a dative plural, Troianis. Okay, they give the girl to the Trojans. Agamemnon puellam ad Troianos mittit. Okay, so Agamemnon, it's a funny ending that, but that's a nominative singular, because that's his name. Agamemnon sends the girl to the Trojans. Again, accusative plural, the O sending. Said. Okay, so Agamemnon sends the girl to the Trojans, but he takes, capio, or captures, he takes the girl of Achilles now. Now he takes the girl of Achilles. It's very kind of nasty patriarchal language, this, isn't it? Thinking about these men taking girls and giving girls and having girls. This was the world that the ancient Greeks were living in. These girls had been, young women had been captured by, as kind of prisoners of war. and they're being kind of traded around. Very grim situation with these poor young women. Achilles, thinks he's got the right to have this woman who he's just stolen. Anyway, he's very annoyed now that Agamemnon's taken his girl. Achilles iratus est. So Achilles is angry. Have I got some translation yet? Achilles is angry. Okay, this is the representation of the young lady in question. She's called Graeci. Okay, so she then becomes this cause of dispute between Achilles and Agamemnon. What happens next? Et pugnare cum Troianis non iam vult. Okay, so vult is a very peculiar looking word, isn't it? So this is an irregular verb. This means he wants. Okay, and he wants. Oh, but it's known vult. So it's, he doesn't want to fight with the Trojans. Ablative plural. He doesn't want to fight with the Trojans. So that's quite a complex bit of Latin, that, because we've got that irregular verb, we've got the non, we've got the infinitive, and then we've got the ablative as well. And then to top it off, we've got that word yam, which means now. We would probably say he doesn't want to fight the Trojans anymore. Let's see what I wrote here. Oh, right, he no longer wants to fight with the Trojans. Graeci et Troiani pugnant. The Greeks and the Trojans fight. That's quite straightforward. Said Achilles in Cassar sedet, but Achilles sits in his house. There he is, sitting in his house, his hut. Sorry. He's usually described as sitting in his tent, but anyway, hut, tent, house, whatever. It's not a house, is it? But it's a kind of war soldier's dwelling place. Right, so what happens next? So Achilles is refusing to go out and fight. Someone's got to go and fight. So Patroclus, amicus Achilles, a friend of Achilles, wants to fight. Here he is. So Achilles is sulking away. Patroclus is getting ready to fight on his behalf, and he's actually going to wear Achilles' armor instead of Achilles. Achilles, Patroclum, de periculo, monet. So remember, monet means I warn. Achilles warns Patroclus, accusative, about the danger. So what case is that ending in? That's right, it's ablative. Achilles warns Patroclus about the danger. Said Patroclus verba Achilles non audit. But Patroclus non audit, does not listen to. You could say does not hear, but I think does not listen to makes a bit more sense. Patroclus does not listen to the words of Achilles. Again, genitive singular. Patroclus and Hector pugnant. Patroclus and Hector fight. So Hector, remember, is the kind of hero of the Trojan army. He's a very, very powerful, strong soldier. What happens next? Hector is the leader of the Trojans. Hector dux Troianorum est. Troianorum is a genitive plural. Genitive plural's got that very, very distinctive ending, orum and arum. It's very easy to spot a genitive plural from a distance. Hector is the leader of the Trojans. Patroclus, arma Achilles habet. Patroclus has the armor, or the weapons, you could translate it either way, of Achilles. Said Hector, but Hector necat Patroclum, kills Patroclus. auxilio deorum. Tricky bit. With the help, so ablative means with the help of the gods. Move myself back up there. Achilles audit et lacrimat. Achilles hears and weeps. Hears about it and weeps. Amicos iterum pugnare iubet. He orders his friends to fight again. So here he comes. He's coming back into the fight. Now his friend Patroclus is dead. He's going for it. He wants to avenge the death of his friend Patroclus. Hectorem punire nunc vult. He wants to punish Hector now. It's very tempting with this because it's got this great big proper noun at the start of the sentence to think Hector is the subject of the sentence, but look at that ending. The M tells you that it's accusative, so it can't be the subject. So don't be tempted to kind of force Hector to be the subject of the sentence there. It's accusative, so it really, really can't. He wants to punish Hector now. Oh, sorry. There we go. Now he wants to punish Hector. Okay, we're coming to our climax now. Hector timet et circum muros Troiae fugit. Poor old Hector. Hector is frightened, is afraid, and fugit runs away around the walls of Troy. Okay, so circum muros. Circum is taking the accusative there, around the walls, and Troiae. What case is that? Of Troy. It's right, it's genitive. Around the walls of Troy. Well done. Hector is frightened and flees around the walls of Troy. There you go. Said auxilio dei. We've had that just now, haven't we? Auxilio dei. But Achilles, with the help of the goddess Minerva. Okay? With the help of the goddess Minerva. Last time we saw it, it was with the help of the gods. This time it's with the help of the goddess. So we've got that genitive singular dei. Okay, and again, it's easy to spot that and think that must be a plural because it's got that nominative plural ending. Do you remember the genitive singular ending and the nominative plural ending are the same? So you've got to just be on alert for that. The goddess Minerva. Okay, but Achilles, with the help of the goddess Minerva, kills Hector. Wow, dramatic twist. What's going to happen next? Hectorem circum muros et ad castra graecorem trahit. This is the really grisly bit. Again, Hector's right there at the start of the sentence, but look, it ends in an M, so that's not the subject of the verb. We have to go right to the end of the sentence. Trahit. He drags. Who drags? Achilles. Achilles drags Hector, who's dead, around the walls and to the camp of the Greeks. And here's a representation of that in a mosaic form. Very, very grisly end of the story. Hector's dead body is dragged round and round and round the walls of Troy. He's so furious with Hector that he punishes him, his dead body, in this really terrible, shameful, dishonourable way. Right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for listening, and we will have the second part of the story very soon. Thank you very much.